My regular viewer, Kubilai, dropped this comment on one of my recent videos.
I don't think you should be passionate to do something for your living. You can do something only for money if making it doesn't make you really unhappy. Also, being passionate about something doesn't necessarily make you good at it.
So then he talks about what he's going to do, and he says,
I will have a boring work life, but I might work on my hobbies after work hours.
now, most of what he said is true, and it's certainly possible to live one's life this way, but to me it sounds a bit dull. If I were younger, university age, and planning what to do for a living, I would want to be more ambitious and I would want to aspire to much more for my life. And when I say more, I'm not talking so much about success and fame and money, but about happiness. As I prepare to enter the workforce, I'm setting myself up for the next several decades. Do I really want to sign up to doing something boring every day and only enjoy my hobbies after I clock out from work and after I get home exhausted after perhaps an hour of commute? That's like, the boring bits eat away most of my life and I only get to enjoy the scraps. In my opinion, it's worth investing more effort up front into finding a job that will give me satisfaction and fulfillment while also providing enough money to sustain my desired lifestyle. This is much easier said than done, of course, but it's up to me to create the right opportunities. If I want to get paid for doing something I love doing, or indeed if I want to get paid at all, what I need to do is to provide great value to other people. And if I do, and if I sell myself well, I can get paid handsomely for doing the thing I do. Now, if I am a salaried employee, there's going to be a cap on how much I get paid, regardless of how well I do my job, in exchange for there being some security about getting paid every month. And I experienced that as a university professor. If I am great, I might get promoted, but ultimately the salary of a professor is never going to exceed a certain ceiling. And that salary cap would be several times higher if I were an employee of a tech company, as I have been in the past, or of a financial institution where the cap might be even higher. I've never had that, but there would still be a ceiling no matter what. On the other hand, if I am an entrepreneur and I run my own business, then there is more risk. And there's no guarantee that I will get paid every month. Maybe some months I don't get paid at all. But if I do provide great value and I solve serious problems that my customers really care about, then there is the potential for me to make a lot more money. And I do that to a small extent as the founder and CEO of my own company, Cambridge Cyber. In general, if you get paid for your time, your income will be capped because there are only so many hours in the day, no matter how good you are. Whereas, if you get paid for your results, for the value you provide, then your income is not capped. It could in theory be arbitrarily high, although it will be less secure and it will of course depend on your actual results. So that's a trade-off you need to make when you decide where you want your money to come from to ensure your livelihood. Salary versus entrepreneurship. Get paid for time with some safety, or get paid for results with some risks. But besides this small amount of basic financial advice, my main point is that money is not actually my end goal. Money is important, I'll be the first to say, but it's a sub-goal. It's an enabler that helps me reach my ultimate goal, which is to be happy. As I learned from my beloved philosophy teacher, Professor Lanza, when I was 16, I am eudaimonistic. Ultimately, the reason why I do stuff is in order to be happy. So the money is necessary, but it's not sufficient. To be happy, I need to be satisfied with who I am. I need to live meaningful and loving relationships. I need to be in good health, keep fit. I need to feel fulfilled by what I do. I need to feel I'm growing as a person. I need to enjoy my time. I need to be proud of what I accomplish. And I need to be proud of the legacy I leave behind. And I don't think I want to be unhappy at work 40 hours a week for 40 or 50 years and then try to reach my happiness only in the leftovers after a long and boring and frustrating workday. If work is going to occupy the largest fraction of my waking hours, as it does for most of us, I want those hours to contribute to my pursuit of happiness as well. if nothing else, as a practical application of Amdahl's law, on which I invite you to watch this very fine video that has not attracted as many views as, in my own biased opinion, it really deserves. So if you are still young, I recommend you invest in setting yourself up for a career that contributes to your happiness. If you already have a job, I recommend you audit your life and figure out whether what you do now contributes to your happiness. I did that in the past couple of years because I was actually pretty annoyed with how certain things were going for me at the university. Don't think I got it all sorted out and perfect. I don't. Whoever you are, whoever I am, there will always be stuff you don't like. There will be some colleague or boss you can't stand, some things that used to be great but now aren't anymore. And the world around me, I see, keeps changing, and it does for all of us. But it's up to me to reassess and adapt and make adjustments so that I can then bring happiness back into my life. And it's not an easy task. And I must admit, I postponed this self-audit a few times, but it's an ongoing process, and it's my responsibility towards myself. It's not something I can do once and assume it's sorted out for life. If what you are doing in your job is just tolerable rather than something that makes you happy, don't you think it's worth your while to do something about it, even if it's difficult? Say mustache in a comment. Share where you're at if you wish, and stick a like on the video. And I hope you take a first step today in the direction of your true happiness. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.